Hello, BookTube. I saw Book Chat with Pat do this lovely new tag called the BookTube Secret Santa tag, and it was created by Heather at Heather Reads and Meg at Books Off the Beaten Path. And pretty much for this tag, you pick 5 BookTubers and you pretend that you're choosing a book for them for like a game of Secret Santa or whatever that game is. And I thought that was such a sweet tag, and I was like, I've got to do it now. But the thing is, I just couldn't stop at 5 BookTubers. There's so many lovely people out there. So I'm going with 11 BookTubers. I just couldn't stop, and I couldn't not just give one book for some of these people. So altogether, I'm going to be talking maybe about 19 books between all 11 of these BookTubers. Before we start, I will say I'm not the best at recommendations. I did my research for this tag. I made sure all these BookTubers hadn't done a video about these books. Looked through their Goodreads, everything. Like, I done my research, so because I want these to be hopefully some lovely recommendations, because I at least want to get one successful book recommendation in my life, because I have an awful track record of it. I've probably killed some people's love of reading. But anyway, let's start. So the first BookTuber, I'm gonna be doing like that Santa game. I don't even know what the tag was now. I'm gonna be giving Elizabeth, but as I lay reading, her incredible channel. Because Elizabeth loves her like modernist. She loves Ulysses. She loves Umberto Eco, kind of an experimental narrative style. And I thought, she hasn't mentioned Ducks Newburyport by Lucy Ellmann. And the Ducks is pretty much, if you take Ulysses and you, instead of giving it to some man, you put the book centers around a mum just trying to get through her day, and it's just fort after fort after fort with no full stops barely. It's just for like the most extreme stream of conscience writing I've ever read, and for me it blows Ulysses out the water. But I think Lucy would I think Lucy does such an incredible job with this book. It's incredibly vivid. It doesn't get boring for me. I know people hate Ducks Newburyport with a passion, but it's one of my favorite books ever, and I think Elizabeth would really like this book. At least that's what I think. And I also like ducks. I think I relate to it a bit way too much. But anyway, so Elizabeth has Ducks Newburyport. And next, I'm moving on to Joshua Kribo. Now, I could throw some shade. I haven't even just recommended. Josh used to say he would do a Henry Lawson short story collection, or even try a Georgette Heyer book for me. He had like a little TBR for me, but I assume that he's put that to the side because he's reading so much lovely stuff now. And I thought, why not add to the growing TBR I have, Josh has, of my favorite books. So I'm adding 2 more today. All My Cats by, oh my god, I can't even say his name. It's Czech, so I'm just not even going to try. I've got all these books in the description, and it's pretty much the author who, it's like a memoir, and he finishes his first book. He published it and it becomes a success. And he moves to a small cottage where he starts taking care of an insane amount of cats. Because I know Josh absolutely loves cats. And it's pretty much, the book is him developing the most amazing relationship between these cats. Just day-to-day life with them, and it's a lot of cats. And he's also trying to manage his own new writing career, and also dealing with the process of recovering from a car crash all at the same time. And it's just very beautiful writing, and I think Josh would really appreciate it, even though it has cats in it. And another book I'd recommend for Josh, as not even recommend, I don't know why I'm saying recommend, but like the Christmas game or whatever, The In-Between by Christos Toskalit. Oh my god, I can't say it. I have it right here. I forgot about this book. I was going through my shelves and I found it again. Here it is right here. Me and Josh read Hyde by Matthew Griffin together. And this is pretty much that book, like old gay couple situation, but Australian. And it's incredibly beautiful, incredibly well written. I think I'd actually kind of prefer this to Hyde. I think they're both incredible books, but I think Josh would absolutely love this book too. if he wants more of that same Hyde scenario for another novel. And so those are my two books for Josh, just adding more to the pile. And next we have Faith at Faith and Books. Now, I could have picked so many books for Faith. She does an incredible theologian book club. If you don't know, go check it out. It's so lovely. And I have two books for Faith because I couldn't just say just one. So, and I want to be sure that Faith hasn't read this. So I did pick Caution on the Side of Two. But I know Faith deep down because I remember when she started, I'm like, oh, I feel so nostalgic for her. I would recommend, my Secret Santa for her would be an introduction to the New Testament by Raymond Brown. What do you want me to say? It's Raymond Brown. His notes are so incredible. I hope Faith has actually read Raymond Brown because I think she'll just get along so well with him. And so I was also going to say Faith will love the Robert Alter translation of the New Testament. No, sorry, the Robert Alter translation of the Old Testament, that big 3-volume white and gold edition. But I did pick Raymond Brown because it would be a bit cheaper, and also I just feel like I don't know. I just picked Raymond Brown for Faith, but I also would like to sneak in William Tyndale's 1526 English translation of the New Testament as well. It is a bit of a hard read because of the writing and the spelling of the time, and I think Faith she loves her history, and I think Faith also really does appreciate a lovely Bible translation, and I think she's read bits of the Tyndale surely, but I think I would push her a bit more. Through my Secret Santa present to for her to give Tyndale a try or another try. I'm a bit of a sucker for Tyndale. He's one of my favorite writers ever. But so I have that. Those are my two books for Faith. And then I have Melodie at Melodie's Book Nook. And Melodie loves her YA. I know she loves the Hunger Games. But I've noticed she's never read The Maze Runner before. Or at least I think she hasn't. And so I'm giving her that. Believe the hype. Give it a try. It's very good. I'd also recommend for her A Heart in a Body in the World by Deb Caletti. It's about a girl who goes through a traumatic event and she starts running marathons and like competitions and all that. And she pretty much learns to cope with her trauma through her competitive running. It's a lovely YA book. It's probably my favorite YA book, but I think Melodie would really love it. I think the writing she would just really adore. So those are my two for Melodie. Then I have Amy at Amy's Bookshelf. Amy was a very interesting one because I could have gone so many ways. I hope, again, I would, my Secret Santa for Amy would be The Assassin's Cloak, that the Diary Anthology by Irene Taylor and Alan F. Taylor. Big, chunky, 700-page diary anthology. It's a classic at this point. It's incredible. And I hope Amy has a copy of it because I think she would absolutely love that book. But also, I don't have it now because I don't like this author at all. But if I would give Amy a very lovely hardcover set of In Search of Lost Time, or what's the other? Oh my god, I had a mind blank. What's the other translation? Remembrance of Things Past. Whatever two translations she likes the most. I think I'd find that in hardcover for her, or even Proust's Letters or Diaries. I think I'd give that to Amy as well as a Secret Santa because I know she loves Proust so much. So those are my two for Amy. And then next I have Randy Ray, the literate Texan. And for Randy, I'm going to say my Secret Santa thing would be Robbery Under Arms by Rolf Bollerwood. I don't have a copy of this book. I've lent it away, so it's probably gone. And it's the book that inspired some American Western book called The Virginian. You may have heard of it, but Robbery of Underarms is kind of like an Australian Western in that sense. Like, it's pretty much a group of criminals running out into the Australian bush and committing crimes, and you got Captain Starlight, who's the main bushranger in this book, and they pretty much, it's just their journeys. It was like late 1800s, early 20th century. I could be wrong about that. But it's just an incredible book. And I think because Randy loves the Virginian and a lot of those Westerns, I think it'd be really interesting for Randy to try an Australian version of it, especially because Robbery Under Arms really inspired a lot of the American Westerns of the last 100-ish years. And again, I would just love to hear Randy's thoughts of it. I think it'd be really interesting for him to read it. Next, we're only at number 7. We still got a couple more left. Next, we have Talia at Talia Nerds Out. And Talia loves her Agatha Christie. And for Talia, I would give her Agatha Christie's own autobiography. I don't have a copy of this, but I know Talia reads a bit of nonfiction here and there, but I think Talia would absolutely love Christie's own biography. Just for Talia to read a work from Christie that isn't what you expect from Christie, because her own autobiography was her own passion. Like, it was like one of her favorite things she ever wrote, and it's so personal and so touching. And I think Talia, as a Christie fan, would absolutely love it. And so that's what I have for Talia. And then I have Melicia's Meanderings, and I have 2 books for her today. I have History of the Bible by John Barton, a lovely history of the Bible in the Western world. It's incredible. It's exactly what it says it is. And then I'd also have, it is a bit of a chunky nonfiction book. And I know that's not really exactly her thing, but I think she would really love it. And it's A History of Christianity by Darimid McCollinoff. That's not how you say it, but again, I have these in the description. It's right there. You'll see, that cover. Again, a complete amazing history of Christianity. She would love it. I actually think she would. It is very long. I think having it as like a lovely audio book while knitting, she would absolutely love it, I think. So that's my little secret Santa for her. And then I have number 9. We're still going. Pat from Book Chat with Pat. I have 2 books for Pat. I hope she hasn't talked about these books. Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. This is written from, it's pretty much about Shakespeare's wife, but it's from her perspective, and it's just her story about raising her kids and what she went through and Hathaway went through. And it's such a beautifully written book. You don't get to see a lot of Shakespeare as the person in this novel. It's very much Shakespeare's, he's just a father that's away. And the book is so beautifully written, and it's just so focused on Anne's story. It is historical fiction, but it's so lovely, and I think Pat would absolutely love it. Same, I think Pat would also really love Booth by Karen Joy Fowler, and it's about the Booth family, what's his name? John Booth, I think that's it, who assassinated Lincoln. This is about his family, and his family were pretty much like Shakespearean actors, and the novel is pretty much, it doesn't really, it's not completely revolved around John Booth and what he done to Lincoln. It's more just their family, just trying to survive, and all the family drama. It's kind of like a family drama in that sense, but it's so literary, and it's so beautifully written. I think Pat would love these 2 books, and I actually hope she's read them, because I think they'd be so up her alley. And so those are my 2 for Pat. Then I have, again, a bit of a nervous one. We're down to the last 2. Steve Donahue. I know Steve's law. I know the rules for recommending books to Steve, but I do have some Australian books here, because I know Steve doesn't, I know like Australian writers don't exist and whatever, but I would give Steve a lovely copy of The Fortunes of Richard Mahoney. I do have the Penguin here, but I'm sure there's like a trade paperback, like a hardcover. As a Secret Santa, I would give that to Steve, because I know, I think he likes that book. He commented on my video saying that's a lovely edition. So I would love to give him a copy of that book. I would also, where do I have it? I would love to give him a collection of Les Murray's poetry as well. I know Steve has read Les Murray. I've read some of his reviews, like Steve reviewed Waiting for the Past and Freddie Neptune. But I think I would love Steve just to have a lovely collection of all of Les's verse and poems. They're so beautiful, and you can't go wrong with Les Murray. And also, I'd sneak in some Judith Wright too for Steve, because it's Judith Wright. What do you want me to say? She's an incredible poet. And again, just to, I don't know, give something else to Steve too. So those are my ones for Steve. And the last booktuber I'm going to be for Secret Santa, or whatever this tag is Emma. M Reads. And I know Em loves her Southern Lit, and I'm sure Em has read some of this, but I thought, why not give her a push to read more? And I'm just going to say, I just wrote down Flannery O'Connor. Emma's may have read some of Flannery's short stories, but this is just a push for her to read everything. Read her 2 novels, The Violent Bear It Away, and, oh my god, I forgot the other one, Wise Blood. Read those 2 novels. Her 2 short story collections are incredible. Her essays, her book reviews are amazing as well. There's some incredible biographies of Flannery O'Connor, her letters. Like, you can't go wrong with Flannery O'Connor, and I think Em would really love reading more about it, because I think Em really would like Flannery. And then also a newer release for Em would be the new anthology of Harper Lee, The Land of Sweet Forever. I know Em likes To Kill a Mockingbird, and I thought, why not give her some Harper Lee, especially because we don't have that much Harper Lee. I thought it'd be, I don't know, just something nice as a bit of a surprise. And that isn't To Kill a Mockingbird from Miss Lee. And I thought it was a really solid collection. And so that is all of my, whatever it's called, Secret Santa presents in terms of books I would give to other booktubers. This was such a fun tag. As soon as I saw Pat do this, I'm like, I've got to do this. And so let me know what you thought of the books I mentioned. Feel free to do this tag if I mentioned you in this video. Go spread the Christmas joy or whatever. And yeah, thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I will see you next time.